Emancipation Day will be celebrated in Niagara for 4 days beginning July 29th. Though it's virtual this month, it's the return of a tradition that used to draw thousands of people from all over to celebrate at Lakeside Park up to the 1970s. We welcome Erika Smith. She's the co-founder of an organization called Matter of Black to our studio. Erika, first off, I need you to fill me in. What exactly is Matter of Black?
So Matter of Black is a community organization that just aims to amplify, uplift, and celebrate Black history within our community and Black businesses within our community as well.
You're one of the organizers of this 4-day celebration. Who else is involved?
So we have Natasha Bell, who is one of our co-founders, and she's also the founder of Black Owned 905, which amplifies the Black businesses that we have in our community. Mutsa Charamba, who also works at Positive Living. Erika Williams, who has her own organization, Erika's Embrace Support Services. And Jada Stenius, who's also my cousin. And yeah, she's actually in school to be a doctor, which is fantastic. So she's been absolutely vital because she's the young one, right? She's got all of the inside scoop for marketing. So she's been fantastic with coordinating with stuff like this. So it's been beautiful.
And you've coordinated with the First Ontario Performing Arts Centre to house some of these events as well.
Yes, the Performing Arts Centre has been instrumental in getting us out there and just providing us with the additional ability to reach greater audiences, especially because we've had to be virtual, and we're so excited for the possibility of next year being in person. But we've got this virtual platform that's just worked beautifully last year. We've reached over 12,000 people. So we're hoping this year, with more planning and more marketing going into it, that we're going to reach even more.
The date August 1st, that's the biggest set of events for this 4-day celebration. August 1st is on purpose because that is the day that slavery was abolished in all of the British Empire back in 1834.
Yeah.
The history of this event in the St. Catharines area is very rich. Why did it end?
I think actually, so in 2003 was the last year that our co-founder, Natasha Bell's grandmother, helped organize it. But after that, Rochelle Bush, who was the church historian and trustee at the BME Salem Chapel, she carried it forward, and then it was Betty Ann Bell who carried it to, I think 2019 was the year that it was rained out, and then 2020 the pandemic hit, and it just it's been more of like an oral tradition. Like, we knew the first weekend in August we'd be going down to Lakeside Park to celebrate, and it just wasn't marketed out there. It was word of mouth, and now that we have actual more tools to advertise it and get it out there, we're hoping that it's not just the Black community that's celebrating this day, that we have everybody celebrating and understanding that Emancipation Day is very important. My 2 times great-grandfather was was a freedom seeker from a Virginia plantation. He followed the Underground Railroad, not with the help of Harriet Tubman, but through all of those channels and connections that she made. So there really is a lot of history within our city and within the Black community that resonates with Emancipation Day.
So it's your hope that eventually, hopefully next summer, next August 1st, we can return to having that big picnic at Lakeside Park.
Yeah, we would love to have Black-owned vendors and food trucks and just make it a real celebration. And we still want the educational side of it, which is nice that we've established these virtual outlets to get it out there. Because the panels that we're doing, the anti-oppression, anti-racism panels, it's really a great opportunity for our community to learn how they can help better the lives of people in the Black community and just learn the history of what we've all grown up knowing, and hope that everybody will take an interest in. And yeah, I think that's really our objective.
One of the co-organizers, Mutsa Charamba, is hosting something that looks at Black experiences with the healthcare system. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so she works for Positive Living, and she is right out there in the field. So her knowledge isn't just from textbooks or just from learning through school. She is out there reaching out to the community, and she really pours her heart into the work. So she's a wealth of knowledge on what our community is actually experiencing through health, through oppression, through just their daily lives, what we're going through.
Black Owned 905 is holding a vendors fair. Yeah. How will that be taking place in a virtual reality kind of thing?
Yeah, so I mean, ideally we'd have like the farmer's market idea and we'd be out there one-on-one, but it's just not feasible because of socially distancing, lowering numbers of people gathering. So she's going to actually have all of the participating vendors on Hopin, which is a virtual site where you can look for vendors that you're interested in, click on them, read a bit of information, and then go right to their either Instagram or website and start ordering, because we're really looking forward to just getting more Black businesses recognized and supported through our community, because everyone's going support local, which is fantastic. And on Emancipation Day weekend and every day, we'd love you to support local and to support Black businesses.
TD Niagara Jazz Festival is also involved with some of the programming of the entertainment.
Yeah, they have a beautiful lineup of local Black artists, and it's just jam-packed. The entertainment and performances that we'll be experiencing on August 1st, and that's also when the Black-owned market will be hosted as well.
How does this all come together? So where will people be able to tune in for some of this? You mentioned Hopin, so that's a different platform.
Yeah, so we've centralized everything on the First Ontario Performing Arts website. Even if you went there today, you'd see the list of events, and we'll be live streaming from Matter of Black's Facebook page, Black-owned 905's Facebook page, and TD Niagara Jazz will also be streaming the events as well. So there's many platforms, but if you wanted one direct place where you'll see it all listed and explained, even the history of Emancipation Day, it would be the First Ontario Performing Arts website, and you can give that a Google, or even Google Emancipation Day STC. That's our hashtag for everything, and you'll find a wealth of information and the dates for each event and links.
Can I just ask you one last question?
Of course.
I believe that the Canadian government finally realized August 1st as Emancipation Day.
Yes.
That's an important milestone, I believe, for the Black community.
It is for sure, because we've always celebrated it. We always knew that it was a day to rejoice and to really celebrate the hardships that our ancestors went through in order to gain us the right to advocate for ourselves, to be celebrating our freedoms, and to just amplify the Black history and businesses within our community.
Erika, it's so great to see a young lady like yourself picking up the torch and going with this 4-day celebration. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be doing this, and we just hope it gets bigger and bigger each year.